Okay everyone, bit of a look at the forced landing today. So, just climbing up, get a bit of height, so I've got something to talk about on the way down during the demo. Priorities at any time in flying, especially in emergency though: aviate, navigate, communicate. The aviate part of the priority is your glide speed. It's very important. So know the glide speed of any aircraft you get in. The Cub, this Cub, 52 knots. That's the best lift drag ratio. It's going to give you your best glide. So 52 knots. What we'll do, if you have an engine failure below 52 knots, you would be lowering the nose very quickly and getting back to it. Above 52 knots, we'll just be holding till we get our 52 knots and trimming for it. This is not a high drag, low inertia aircraft as such, so we don't have to be dropping the nose immediately like some lighter ultralights. Yeah, so it can, it still happens reasonably quick, but not like a thruster or something. Navigate, we turn towards something that feels safe. So we find something out there that looks like we can get in. So that's going to be aircraft dependent. So in a thing like this, any open patch is going to be good. If I was over trees, I'll just look for the path of least resistance and go for that. Communicate, that's a tough one, especially in bush flying. It's quite often you're not going to have anyone to communicate to. That's why it's a good thing to go out in pairs if you're going to go into remote areas and bush flying. But worst case scenario, you've got no one to talk to. It's handy to have an ELT either on your person. I like having the PLB on my belt. But if there's an ELT fitted in the aircraft, it's in arm, but you often got to switch up the front and you can switch it on. And that way you're already getting a signal out, you know it's out. By the time you get on the ground, they're going to have plenty of positions on your way down, and that. So yeah, they're gonna know where you are. Rightio. Here we are. Engine fails.
Traffic.
Oh no.
Dubbo.
Aviate.
Cessna Zulu, Sierra November.
Holding it there. Start trimming straight away. Coming back towards 52 knots. There we go, I've got it trimmed. I've looked, there's a nice safe area down to my left under the jury strut. That's a good place to head for. Aviate, 52 knots, navigate, turning towards a safe area. Communicate, I did just hear someone on the CTAF. I could call out to them, mayday, mayday, mayday. Cub 8802, 8802, 8802. That's total engine failure, 7 miles to the south of Dubbo, 1 POB landing in a paddock. Once again, my advice is to leave that if you're very busy. If we were to do trouble checks, CMF, carby heat on, mixture check rich, fuel, I'd change tanks if I had tanks to change, I'd put an electric pump on if I had an electric pump to put on. If those kind of things don't get the engine running, you might check different Maggie settings to see if you've got a problem there, but once again, don't distract yourself at the cost of getting into paddock. Doing a turning descent here, I've been through high key, coming around now to low key on the other side. For the Cub I use about 1,000 foot AGL for high key, 500 foot AGL for low key on the other side. But basically, without getting too hung up in the terminology, make a turning approach over your area if you've got enough height. Keep your area in front or beside you. Never put where you want to land behind you. Rightio. Yep, nothing got the engine going, so I'm pretty certain I've got a forced landing on my hands, which is what I'm set up for anyway. Coming on down. I'm coming along my field here. Have a bit of a look. Yep, no power lines or anything dangerous that I can see from here, but I'll make sure I'm wings level when I get down low.
Dubbo traffic, Mike here from Bravo, joining downwind runway 05, touching.
I'm saving a bit of potential energy for the end. When I know that I'm into my paddock, when I've got overshoot, which I have now, I start ditching my potential energy. Flap and side slip get me down quick. And I'm in. Okay. This is just any old paddock. And yeah, okay, I've got big wheels and all that, but this paddock is, it's a known paddock that I use all the time, but it's, just for reference, it's just a fairly normal paddock. It's been cultivated in the past, but then let go back to grass. They're pretty ideal sort of paddock to head for a precautionary landing or a forced landing. You'd have no problems in this paddock in a Cherokee or a Cessna 172, anything like that. So, yeah, but in a Cub with big fat tyres, definitely no issue.